used to live in an apartment building during my college years. I lived on the 13th floor and had a somewhat decently sized room. It had a small kitchen and living space, one bedroom and one bathroom. It also had a balcony that overlooked the parking lot of the building, which was located across the street from a gas station. The balcony was accessible from sliding glass doors that were in the living space. I had a small television, nothing too fancy, but it was good enough. The balcony overlooked a part of the town that looked so beautiful at night following sunset. The lights of the building were like distant stars. I was alone in my apartment. I didn't have many friends back then. I guess that you could call me antisocial. Most of the time, the room was quiet, which generally unsettled me. I mean, I like the quiet, but it just sparked my imagination. Being alone causes you to think differently. To counterbalance this, I usually just kept the television on all the time. I watched it almost every night, drinking soda or the occasional alcoholic beverages. I didn't use the bathroom that much and slept on the couch. I'm lazy. The story I want to share is something that happened to me one night. I think it was in October or December. That day, I had attended my usual classes, psychology and literature arts, and went to work until several hours later. The time was 9:15 p.m., and I was incredibly tired. The drive back to my apartment building seemed so long for me in my exhausted state, but I managed to stay awake until I reached it. When I got to my room, I locked the door, and as I was too tired to walk all the way to my bedroom, fell into the couch, choosing to sleep there instead. I fell asleep instantly. Possibly 2 hours later, I was awoken by a noise. This noise was like clawing on my door. It caused me to jump wide awake, and I sat up. I managed to get up and walk to the door. As I got closer to it, the clawing grew more and more intense. It was like something was sharpening its claws against my door. I should be honest, I was scared, but I was also confused. We didn't have any rats or feral cats roaming our building, or at least that I knew of. I looked through the peephole to see what was making the racket. I could see nothing. Nothing was there. No animal, no person, nothing. I unlocked the door and opened it. The other side of it was covered with these long scratches about 5 or 10 inches across in the shape of an X. I could see claw marks, but I couldn't see anything that could have made them. After looking both directions down the hallway, I closed the door and locked it again. I was still scared and was sure that it was just a nightmare, but it didn't feel like a nightmare. I began to walk back to the couch when, I crap you not, I heard this breathing. Heavy breathing from behind the door. You don't know how it sounded. Don't know how scared I was. There was something behind my door, breathing, with claws. I didn't see it, but I know it was there. It left claw marks on my door. It was real. It spoke to me, whispered in the voice of my mother. "Greg, sweetie, please open the door." I was now in full panic mode. I didn't sleep a wink the rest of the night, staying huddled in my bedroom with the door closed and holding a knife from the kitchen. And the voice kept on speaking until sunrise. "Greg, open the door. Open it. Greg, let your mother in. and the scratches kept on too. I moved out the next morning, packed my stuff, and shipped out to a small town in Oregon called Darkness Falls. I didn't finish college, but I don't care. I couldn't stay in the same building as whatever that flippin' thing was. I know that it might sound crazy, but it's the truth. I heard it speaking to me, and it wanted in. I'll never go back there. I have nightmares to this very day about what it could have done to me if I had. The funny thing is, at that apartment building, the people who had stayed in the room next to mine were killed. The details weren't clear as my radio station had a weak signal, but from what I can gather, they were found in their bathroom, their wrists sliced open, and their blood veins hooked around the shower curtain rings. There were scratch marks on the outside of the door too, long and thick in the shape of an X. The police had no clues as to who had done such a heinous crime. I bet they let that thing in.